What is up, guys? Hey, welcome back to my show. This is Haram, hi a bunch of five bunches. Hey, 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 hey. Today we have a very special episode. That we gonna talk about. Well, actually, we're gonna resume our interview analysis mode for a very special event that is going on right now. I'm not sure how late you guys gonna see this episode, but we're going to talk about. Okay, first of all, welcome to the show. So we are going to talk about the one and the only San Diego Comic Con, SDCC. Usually people just call it Comic Con or SDCC 2022. And where is this happening? Of course, San Diego. Come on, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't ask me that question. Anyways, I actually did a very similar. Actually, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes in the previous episode that we are going over some interviews from greatest person like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and also interviews in game shows or animations and cartoons. So I'm going to link up those episodes right here. So you guys can go ahead and take a review, or you haven't seen it, just take a chance to look at it. Very good, a great episode, great analysis. But for today, we're gonna go Comic-Con. I picked up 2 interviews. Actually, I was expecting more and better interview for more massive either game designers or like more famous, well-known game designers, game directors, even casting members to do interviews so we can analyze them and see what we have, what they got that we can learn from. But yeah, I mean, I'm right now in the mid of the show, time-wise, and I haven't seen bunch, but I did pick up 2. Let's see. The first one is a guess what? Yep, from Dungeons and Dragons. It was a board game. Not even video games. Board games that was developed. I believe it was the 70s, and then it just blew up and. All kinds of media companies and designers and production directors, and they just took this product up to games. I believe there's TV, movie, something. No movies, animations, and comic books. But today we're gonna have these guys from the casting members team, and surprisingly enough, they got Chris Pine and also Hugh Grant. Those 2 I believe they are pretty active in Hollywood films, but even Chris Pine had very good performance backing Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984 or 84, something like that. So yeah. And for this SDCC, they did some interviews. Let's take a look, and I think I have 3 key points we can learn from it. So let's see. All right.
Much, which is probably good for you all because people love a secret. I've seen.
Our job today is to make you into a fan.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and do this.
The cast and creators of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, one of the most mysterious movies at Comic-Con, I have to say.
You don't know anything about it, apparently.
I don't know anything. Well, I know, what I could find on the internet, which just wasn't much, which is probably good for you all because people love a secret. I've seen.
Our job today is to make you
That's
into
Chris
a fan.
Pine.
Exactly. Oh, I like that. I didn't even
Challenge
really
accepted.
think about that, but
Is that Fred Savage or Paul McCartney on your
All right. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of messed up, but
think it's Fred Savage.
Now you do.
Let me see. I think the first question that I want to share with you guys is right here. So they talk about the backgrounds and all, chit chat with the members and whatever. But one of the things I want to share is right this.
Sure.
How did this all come about?
All right. So how did this all come about? And she was asking, how does the movie, how could a board game came up with ideas to make a movie? So the first question we got is, okay, first of all, this is a panel interview. So I'm going to share you guys a previous episode that I talk about. Well, actually, we did analyze of a panel interview from an anime, the Spy Family. So you guys gonna see that pops up right here. The analysis that we did for that anime, part of the anime, right? One of the episode. So now today we have another panel interview, but this panel interview is kind of different. So because you have your teammates versus one interviewer. So yeah, let's see how this get up. But the first question I want to take you guys to look at is how sometimes interview going to ask you, tell me about this thing, or tell me about how do you come up with ideas about this project, how do you come up with your solution for this project. So this interview exactly have the producer and also director explain themselves about how they came up with the idea to make a film from a board game like this one. So let's see how they say.
Well, it started with me wearing his costume and wanting it to come to life as Chris Pine. No, I was an
Speed
That
up
is
a
the
little bit.
racist process, ladies and gentlemen.
you cosplay as the characters you want to write, and then you write. No, I was an avid player of D&D since I was 14 years old. Knew I wanted to do something with it. Jonathan was also a big player.
I played as a kid, and my older brother was a dungeon master, and he used to kill me off in the first 30 minutes. I'd fall into a gelatinous cube every time. Didn't matter what I did, I would fall into a gelatinous cube and be dead.
He was Elliot in E.T., essentially.
So that kind of, put a hook in me. I had to get my revenge on my older brother. Look at me now, Dan.
All right, so that's they talk about their own experience, as we should for this question. When we answer the question, we respond with our own experience. How did we solve the problem? How did we solve the project? In the meantime, you want to explain yourself a little bit of your structural series, like, oh, whenever I had this question, I started with a list of steps: first step, second step, and third step. So this is how you deal with this question, such a question. And I believe another question they had is what is your project? What are your project about? What was your products about? What was your job application about? What's your job? What did you do? And for this one specifically, they were asking me about the film theme. How is the film theme? What is the idea about this film? And let's see how it goes.
There's a character that looks suspiciously like him that falls into a gelatinous. The guy with the deal.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about what's happening in this
Yeah, what's happening in the movie?
movie?
In this movie?
Yes. This
This
one right
is
here.
not Fred
This one,
Savage's
yeah.
movie. This movie is essentially a heist movie set in a fantasy environment. We wanted to tell a tale about some flawed characters. None of them are superheroes except maybe reggaes. Because when you play D&D, you roll your character's characteristics, and you don't always get a 20. And so some of these guys have clearly rolled like a 4 on some aspects. And so over the course of the movie, they level up. They find that they are a family together. They overcome bad guys like this one sitting next to me. And they have a lot of fun.
Yeah. What was the process?
All right, perfect. So pretty much, that's they were talking. I think he was one of the directors, producers. He was talking about some of the flawed characters that they are trying to develop, the storyline, and also what about the other characteristic or characters, and how they're gonna move along with the film. That's basically what we're gonna do. We talk about basically the what we did back in our old days with the previous project with the previous company. But I would suggest you guys not go into too much details. Basically, just outlines. How did it start? What did you do by steps? And what was the outcome? So that's about that. Um, I think the rest of the interview just chit chat and all that stuff. So we are going to the next one. Well, the next one is a little bit interesting. Um, I think that this is not the reporting or news channel. They're talking about James Starlin. He was the creators and writers about a bunch of world famous manga or comics, storylines, and also characters. So basically, you got him for Thanos, Marvel stuff. I think he also did a little bit DC stuff, Batman, and also Spider-Man, Infinity War, of course, and also Avengers. I'm gonna put a link up for him for his Wikipedia so you guys can take a look. But for this gentleman, we have. I think I got two questions from him. One is, yeah, you have admired person and figures, and how did they impact you? I believe this is one of pain about questions you guys probably be asked for many times during an interview. Well, for me, this is one of questions that I admit I just barely miss preparing for it because I never thought anybody who got sense of like being interested in my technical background would ask this question. But we have this gentleman who actually been asked this question during SDCC interview and want to see how he react to it, and so we can learn from it, right? So let's go get it. I think this is I think it's around this time. All right, here we go.
Sort of dedicated myself from that point on.
You started in Marvel early 70s, 70,
Around 71,
71, 72. So pre that time when you joined them, you had legends like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko.
My gods.
Were they? They're your gods. So
My
yeah,
gods.
talk
Named
about
by two top gods.
talk about. I mean,
God.
talk about what they meant to you as an artist. I mean, I know that they probably mean it a lot to everybody, in that time. But what specifically did they mean to you?
Well, Jack was just Jack. Jack was incredible. And Steve, I actually met, and he allowed me to come visit him in his studio when I was 16 years old. Met him years later. He didn't remember me at all.
So life experience, personal experience, you gotta do that, right? That's why you explain why these people are important or you admire them.
Which I thought was even nicer. The fact that I was completely oblivious from everything that happened in the past to him. But no, those two were the master storytellers, and those were the things that hit me. Joe Kubert on the Sergeant Rock stuff was very much in the same line. The other artists, that I really liked, like Gil Kane and Carmine, they were designers, or they had a terrific style that I liked. But it was the storytellers that always hit me, and those were my gods.
How has the business changed?
Oops. Okay, so yeah, like I said, he was going over his personal experience, how they impact them, why they admire him. This is an easy question, but the reason I bring this up is because some of us my missing preparing for them and just go blind to their interview, and that was me. I did that sometimes. Now, he actually brought up the second question. Oh, how do you see something changed in your career, during your career for the industry, or your school life, and how does that impacted you, and how do you see it, guys? For me, the golden answer always be the technology. You just mentioned technology change. Oh, this technology change. We got better computers. We have we got more and more professors come in from industry who has more experience, and this and that, and this changed my life or this changed my career. So this is like no losing answer and gold answer. That's what I'm calling. And let's see what James says about industry change in the past 10 years.
In the 50 years that you've been involved, and
50 years,
what are
sorry.
the things that maybe existed in the early days that you thought that you didn't like at the time that now you look back on and you kind of appreciate?
Well, in the early
And
days, we had to chip it out on slabs of stone. But no, in the early days for coloring, for instance, it was all being done. You colored up little Xerox pages, and they sent it off. And you only had 72 colors you could work with. And then they sent it off to this windowless room in New Jersey where little old lady separated it onto plastic plates by hand. Now I go upstairs onto my computer, and I've got infinite amount of colors that I can choose from, and go down at the end of the day, and I don't have any dye on my hands. So that's nice. The production, the fact that there are so many more publishers now, the fact that you are not as dependent as an artist to get your name out there by going and having to work for those 2 publishers. You can do it in other ways now. Just everything that's happened in the last 50 years has changed everything. So, I could go on all day like this.
Now you've created.
Great. Ooh, nice. So just like I say, guys, for that question, just always go with technologies. You won't go wrong, right? Just like always go Dutch or always go Italian for all that, and you won't miss anything. So, well, guys, basically, that's today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed hope you guys enjoy the interview analysis, and hopefully these questions that I analyzed will help you guys thrust through your thrust into your interview in the future. But hey, I'm gonna link those interview in the bottom so you guys can take a look, and also I will make sure I put the video cards in my episode so you guys can see the previous episode that I mentioned about. So hey, this is Rom. Hire a bunch of fire bunches. Thanks for watching. If you like or don't like, dislike, comments. If you like, hit the like buttons, and please make sure you share, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you in the next episode. Peace out.